fuck it.
Everybody wants to have the little bit of juju that nobody else has because they're believing that this is what's going to set them apart. The problem with that thinking is that that's not what sets you apart. Hard work and discipline, rehearse every day, push yourself as a writer. These are the things that make you better and stand out. Not that you got a little thing that goes, wait. That's just.
I don't listen to anybody. Honestly, I am a musician and a recording engineer, and if it's not, if it's good enough for me, then it's right.
People communicate a lot different than when you're face to face and you're actually with somebody and reading body language and hearing intonation. So I see a lot of problems sometimes with sarcasm.
Anybody can type, with the description, and that's exactly what you get on the internet.
Space for myself. I wanted to make one that I thought maybe it would sound a little different and I could have fun, Having it turn out to be a massive mistake and then twisting it to try to make it work again and ending up with this jumble of knobs, that ended up being a product, and I actually needed a new product, and it was really hard to sell it at first, but it sort of kind of like placed me by being that weird and making something so strange and so hard to use, but you fell in love with it once you learned how to use it.
Kids out there are not really ready for art damage. I like seeing them get brutalized a little bit. They think shocking is tuning your guitar down to Z and having a noise gate on there and a high gain amp, and that's heavy and alarming sounding and whatever. But frankly, I think it's just as alarming to do something really pretty into something really brutal, and then there's for my money a lot more value in that tactic.
The biggest problem that all small people that want to jump up and start making fuzzboxes have is that unless you're really connected, you're not going to get anybody of any notoriety to play your stuff. And then, because if you don't do that, then you don't have any recognition. Without recognition, you have no resale. Without resale, you don't have any reason for anybody to buy anything. I have posed this question to many people in this business, and I'll pose it to you. What is the single most important quality a musical instrument has to have to be sellable? What is it? There's only one answer that's true.
Quality?
Wrong. It's resale. That's what matters, because every musician is a loser. Every musician is a bum that can barely keep their shit together from 1 second to the next. And I'm included. I'm not excluding myself in any of this, because I'm the biggest loser in the world. And you buy something, and the first question you have is, when I need dope, who's going to buy this from me and how much? And you do this with every damn thing you buy. And people do this on every level. So it's not the quality. It's not how cute it is. It's not, whether somebody in Metallica slept with it. All this is absolutely irrelevant next to resale.
I have a joke going around, it's like guitar for the practicing attorney. Not guitar for the practicing musician, guitar for the practicing attorney. And that sounds kind of, cold, but it's true. Or, guitar for the practicing doctor, guitar for the practicing stockbroker, So those guys, honestly, those guys keep guys like me in business.
Real and a perceived value. The real value of it is pretty minimal. The perceived value is what becomes important. If an octopus sells for $1 million, then the world market goes, well, it's worth $1 million now. So everybody that had one for $50 and $100 or $200, well, now it's $1 million. You see. So now somebody's going to try to push that price.
What can I do that nobody else is doing? How about the outside?
That guy Myrtle that does his painting is just a genius, Just the way he does little silly little graphic treatments that make it clear what the thing does. It's so totally international. You don't really have to know what you're looking at, in tech terms. You just look at the picture.
And it was only the R's, and it was, what is that? I listened and peeked out the door. Oh, they have short hair. That's good. And they have this motion and music that is, I like this, I like this, I like this. And it was Sex Pistols, by constructing a tour box in which the pedals were sent out so that we can have feedback. What do people think? Let's pick their minds. You're not going to know the insides of mine, but I want to know the inside of yours.
Made the harmonic percolator, died And so people started like trying to reverse engineer the pedals. And he was very secretive about his design. He had glued little metal sleeves over all of the transistor, all the active components, sanded off the part values on the resistors, or like removed the color codes on the resistors and painted over the capacitors. So like you literally couldn't tell what value anything was on the circuit board or what specific part was used. You had to measure every component, and then you had to start taking guesses as to what type of capacitor you used, or what, like what the tolerance of the resistor was, and did it matter?
Which is, it's a substance that you can put over a circuit, or it can physically protect the circuit too from, if you're going to ship a circuit all over the world, it's good to have it in there. It helps protect it, so as it's bashed around, it's safe. It also helps protect the identity of the actual circuit, the actual way it's working, because you truly have something original that you don't want somebody else to copy, and sometimes it can be because you want somebody to think you have something truly original, which might just be a little tube screamer over here, but maybe if I put a little magic mojo goo on it, people will think it's, genius.
I make my pedals everything by hand except the graphics. Sometimes the boxes from the Dawn makes custom boxes, makes some custom finishing and brushing, showing how the inside comes out. Use your eyes on that, never mind what's inside. Here, use your ear, how it works. Feel it in your hands. There is millions of guitars, and each one needs their own signature sound. Nobody can satisfy everybody. We can only make the vision of as many as we can. That's it.
People come to me all the time and they go, well, does it have true bypass? It's like, do you even know why that would be good or bad? Do you even want that? Do you understand why that would be different than anything else? It's just a buzzword.